It is new iPhone Eve, Dustin. We're sitting here on a Tuesday night. We're reading all the rumors, speculating. We both have day jobs, so we can't record a video after the announcement.
Yes.
So we're doing it Tuesday night. We're releasing it Tuesday night, and we're speculating. But let's talk about the good, the bad, and the price of the iPhone SE 4, which we expect is coming out tomorrow, unless everyone everywhere has been duped. All right, Dustin, so let's start with the good. What do we expect is going to be announced tomorrow to get everyone really excited about this phone?
Well, one of my more anticipated things is the new chip, or I say the new chip, the A18 chip?
A18.
And that's in this SE phone, this SE4. That's impressive for what it is. You also have Apple Intelligence. So a lot of these key features that we've been reading that have been on these newer phones are going to be packed into this, newer model of an old school phone kind of thing. So it's like, how are they doing that? That's kind of cool. But the big thing for me was the updated chip, for processing power and all that stuff.
Yeah, so that updated chip is what allows Apple Intelligence to run on this phone, which is pretty interesting. I have an iPhone 15 Pro. You have the 13 Pro.
Yeah.
And you have a Pro model phone that you've spent a ton of money on that's not going to have Apple Intelligence.
Nope.
For you could turn around and you could buy this phone for what we think is going to be sub $500. And you could get access to Apple Intelligence. So that is pretty cool. Now, how good is Apple Intelligence? We've gone back and forth about that on this channel. I'm sure we'll talk about it more this year as they continue to slowly roll out features.
Yeah, technically it isn't March yet. They were expecting March, so I'll give them a little more time.
Yeah, they have about half a month to get it all out.
Yeah.
But so that's a huge one. Some of the other stuff that has been rumored that we expect. These rumors are pretty well sourced, so this is going to be announced tomorrow. The 6.1-inch OLED screen is a big upgrade from the small, I think, like 4.7-inch screen. Also, the build of this phone is going to more closely resemble the iPhone 14, and so it will still have a notch, we believe, so it won't have a dynamic island like some of the newer phones, but it is going to modernize a little bit. They're taking a little step further in the line of kind of iPhone designs that we've seen for a budget phone. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of the other things that we talked about before was we anticipate it's going to have 128 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, which is what is going to allow Apple Intelligence to run decently well on a really cheap phone. I mean, overall, the good of this phone is, for a budget phone, you're getting a lot of non-budget features, it seems like.
Yeah, which really stumped us whenever we were thinking of the bad, because it seems too good to be true. It's one of those like, it's a budget phone, but it's got all these cool features that are in a lot of the Pro models, and what's the catch? Like, where's the drawback? What did they skimp out on? What's different? Which I think the dynamic island could be one thing that they skimp back on the price with. Another thing is, isn't it missing one of the cameras as well?
Yeah, so this will have it has cameras that match the iPhone 15, except it doesn't have the ultra wide camera.
Yeah.
So like it's going to have a 48 megapixel main camera on the rear, and then it'll have the same 12 megapixel front camera that a lot of the newer phones have, but there isn't going to be a 12 megapixel ultra wide on this. And I would imagine it's going to have some limitations on, it would shock me if this camera could record raw video and like do raw photos and stuff. Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
I don't know.
I just don't know why Apple would do that.
It doesn't seem, I mean, I get that. Like, it doesn't seem that it's more geared towards a content creator style phone that somebody would need to record video in ProRes, record or take raw photos and stuff like that. Now, can they show off and just put it in there because they want to? I don't know.
Yeah, that goes to that conversation we were having. Like, why would they? How would they make money doing this?
Yeah,
and there does come a point where if you put all of your features into a budget phone, the people that shelled out a bunch of money for the iPhone 16 Pros are going to get upset because they just spent all this money and now they could do the same thing. So I think that some of the content creator stuff, like you're talking about, raw photos, the ability to do like raw, like the cinematic modes, all of that stuff, I would be surprised if they're in this phone.
Yeah.
But tomorrow afternoon, when people are watching this, they may be laughing at us saying that, of course Apple did it.
Why did these guys even record this video the night before? It is what it is.
It's because we have jobs.
Exactly. The other bad thing that I thought of was from the older SE phones. Those phones are typically smaller, right? The smaller screen size. So it fits a little better in the hand. A lot of people got those phones because they were smaller. Well, as we mentioned earlier, 2 minutes ago, they upped the screen size. So that's more of a reason for people not to go for this phone. If they wanted that budget phone with the smaller screen size, they're not going to be viewing a bunch of YouTube videos. They're not going to be watching Deaton Street on this phone, guys. That's a real problem. That's probably the worst problem that we could have is no Deaton Street on the for SE4,
I do think it's, when you said that, it didn't click initially, but then I started thinking of some of the folks in my life that have the SE models, and that was part of the selling point. They wanted a small phone. Small phones are in. I actually think, I don't get the larger, I have the iPhone Pro or 15 Pro, but I don't have the Max. I've never understood the Max. That's never been my thing, but even the Pros are kind of big, and I think it's like a 6.1, so it'll be the same size. So I do think they are potentially cutting out one of the coolest things about the SEs, which was that smaller form factor.
Yep. I mean, a lot of people wanted to take their phone out and then put it to their ear like this. Like, what is it, Zoolander? Hello. Pink,
You're making more work for yourself now.
Oh, I am. I super am. So, okay, we talked about the good. We talked about some of the potential bad, because it really doesn't seem like there's any bad about this. Now, the price.
I think that kind of goes into the bad, right? It is both the good and the bad. By the time you're watching this, unless you're one of the folks that are going to click on it tonight, you probably already know the price. Yeah. So this part is not going to be...
We have no idea.
It's not going to be very good. I'm saying it's $499. That's how much money I'm saying this phone is going to be.
Okay.
If it's $499, that's still a pretty big increase from $429, I think it was. You're getting into the territory where, do I just save up a little bit more money and get the base model other phone? Like, what's the difference going to be?
Yeah.
And you're always, when you buy something like this and you like newer technology and you like being on the cutting edge of things, when you buy a product like this, you're gambling with the fact that maybe a phone's going to come out in a few months that isn't going to have the same, or it's going to have cooler features that they're holding back from you. And you're going to have the new stuff for now, but things move quick. And if you would have just saved up that $300 difference. So I think that $500 price range is getting it too close to where it's making, it might make a few people pause.
Yeah. I mean, but on the other hand too, it is cheaper than the Pro models, the newer phones that are out now. What did you say? Was it 16 Pro or 16 Pro Max is like $800, give or take, or so there. So, I mean, it's an extra $300. If you don't have extra $300, then you don't have an extra $300. You can go with the SE4,
Yeah, but so let me just paint you a picture here. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the extra $300, and I've been
need
there,
a new phone in general.
or do you buy the sub $400 iPhone SE3 if you're in that situation?
How
You know what I
old?
mean?
How
Like it's
old
kind of
is the
getting to that.
SE3 though?
Oh, like 3 years old. It's older, but it's smaller. And I'm thinking of like, if my Nana, if she were to go get a new phone next week, right? Is she gonna buy the maybe $529? What if they did a whole extra $100?
Oh yeah.
You guys know. We don't know. We're
We
speculating.
don't.
Would she buy the brand new? Cause she don't Apple Intelligence. She don't care. She
Don't
probably
need
wants a
that.
smaller phone too.
Yeah.
So are they kind of getting in a price range where it's not really a budget phone? It's kind of a normally priced minus phone. I mean, it is a $300 difference, so it's still a budget phone, but they're on the higher end of budget phones.
Yeah, I agree. That price and that all the stuff that the rumor at this point, as of tomorrow, will not be a rumor anymore. It just makes a person like me a little skeptical about, is this going to be as good as they say it is? Because there's always a catch, to me. There's always a catch. Like, oh, we got this better phone. We got all these features packed into it. Bam, bam, bam. And it's going to be way cheaper than your higher level, but we still have all the same stuff, minus like one or two things. I don't know.
So one of the things that I read is the reason they're able to make these phones cheaper is because they have a longer refresh cycle. It's a 2 or 3 year refresh cycle, whereas the normal iPhones are a 1 year refresh cycle. And so when they sell the phones on year 2 and year 3, the components for those phones are cheaper than they are right now. And so they'll make a larger profit in year 2 and 3 of the SE phones.
Gotcha.
So that makes sense. The thing that I like, the realization that I'm having about this phone on new iPhone Eve is that this is the iPhone for everyone, but it's also the iPhone for no one because it has all the features and it's just as big as the other iPhones. But on the flip side of that, if you care about that, you're probably just gonna save the money or pay off the iPhone Pro because you're watching a channel like this. Yeah. And so it kind of, there's a market for it. And then I question whether there's really a market for it.
And then also one last thing that I have is, yeah, sure, this phone's going to come out tomorrow, but there's going to be another phone that comes out like later on this year in September, October. Like, do you really want to spend to get, like, I feel like the only two categories of people that will buy this phone. One is the person that can't really afford the top of the line phone, whatever. Like you're on a budget or like you just don't want to spend the money. I don't need all the whatever. Cool. Or you have the collector. You have the iPhone aficionado. You have the Apple guy who has to have every Apple product there is and every new thing that comes out. They're going to have that phone. They're going to get that phone, and I think that's it.
Yeah, like who is saving up money for a mid-February release of a $499 phone?
Yeah. No, not me.
Who can't save up another $300 over the next 4 months to buy something with a better camera, maybe the A19 chip, and it's even going to be, it's going to be faster with Apple Intelligence, and I'm sure that they're holding out features of Apple Intelligence that they're going to keep back for the new phone because that's what they do because they're Apple. So yeah.
Who knows?
So hey, look, if you're going to buy this phone, just wait 4 months and figure out if it's really the best phone that they're going to release this year because maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. I think that this phone is being released for people next year, and I say that by like the people whose phone bricks out and then needs a really good option to get back into the ecosystem or stay in the ecosystem, but also
I need a quick phone. I know it's going to be easy to use, whatever. Yeah, I agree. Let us know what you think down below because you probably have heard all the stuff by tomorrow anyway, and you probably didn't even finish this video, but it is what it is. By the way, we did get this video idea and title from, what is it, vidIQ?
vidIQ, yep.
Yeah. If it's great, thank you, vidIQ. If it's not, thanks anyway, vidIQ.
If it's not, I mean, blame. If you didn't like this video, don't hit the dislike button.
Go email.
Go leave
vidIQ.
a comment on vidIQs.
Yeah.
No. So we're trying something new. You know, it was $1 for a month. You know, if the videos are terrible for the next month, just know, we're not responsible.
Not in the slightest.
But like and comment anyway, and please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1 million, which is why we're giving $1 to vidIQ for this month to try to figure out this YouTube game.
All right. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.